morning, everyone. Welcome once again to my channel Easy English. And today we are going to learn diary entry. That means we are going to write a diary. We are going to first visit few important points related to it, and then we are going to write a diary. So the first important pointer about diary writing is the diary is a personalized document. I mean, it's your personal document. So you have to make sure that towards the end of the diary, you are not going to mention your name because you don't let your personalized documents know that you are writing it, right? It's your personal thing. So you are not going to add your name towards the end of the diary. The second thing is that informal language is used in diary entry because it's an informal piece of information, it's an informal writing, you are writing it in your own diary. So you are not going to adhere to the formal language. It has to be informal. And the third is written according to record a past event. You have to make sure that you are writing a diary to record your past event, any event that may have happened in the past. Now let's start with one diary entry, which is you visited an old age home with your mother last week. You were really disturbed by looking at the old people with lot of problems. Record your experiences in the form of a diary entry in not more than 80 to 100 words. Right, so now we are going to write this diary. Children, you always have to be sure that diary can either be to record a very good event or a very happy event, or it can be written to record an event which disturbed you. So you can frame few good sentences which will fit into both the categories, and you can be at least prepared to some extent to write your diary. Now let's start writing a diary which is to record an event which is a sad event or which gave you some sort of sadness and it made you sad, and here we are with a diary entry. So let's start. The first thing you have to do is write down the day on which you are writing the diary, and the first thing I have done over here is I have written the day. The second thing is you have to write down the date on which you are writing the diary. For example, I am writing the diary on November 12th, 2023. That's today. Now I'll start with my diary. It had been a terrible day as I bumped my head into the kitchen cabinet. My mother, who is an anxious as well as caring and loving lady on this planet, came running to hear my plight. Children, why am I writing all of a sudden about my bumping into the kitchen cabinet? Because I want to do everything step by step. If all of a sudden I would reach to a conclusion that I visited the old age home and I saw a few people in trouble and they had a lot of problems, I will not be able to do justice to my writing. So whenever you are writing, set a base for your writing. So that's a reason I have told you how did my day start. And I have written one episode from my day, and it was not a very good episode. Slowly and gradually I am going to move to the point when after this incident, I visited the old age home. And in the old age home, I saw the plight, the suffering of old people. And I realized that my plight, my suffering is much lesser than the plight and suffering which is faced by all the elderly people over there. Right? So I am just going to quickly read the sentence once again for all of you. And this is the way this whole thing is going to flow in one direction. So I'm reading it once again. It had been a terrible day as I bumped my head into the kitchen cabinet. My mother, who is an anxious as well as a caring and loving lady on this planet, came running to hear my plight. Right, children? So Mama, I have told that, the adjective that I have given for Mama is that she is an anxious lady, as all our mothers are always anxious about us and they always are willing and they are running to come and help us in any situation that we may be stuck in. So I have given this adjective to her. Next is, soon she informed me that we will be going to visit an old age home. This came as a surprise to me as I was not expecting this to happen. Eventually, we decided to visit the old age home in the close vicinity of our house. Children, I have used two new terms over here. One is the vicinity, which is the close surroundings near your place, and one is eventually. Eventually means finally. Right? So finally, you are going to visit the old age home. We took some gifts and hampers for the people with an intent to bring smiles to their face. We entered the old age home and could see that the people were struggling with health issues and abandonment issues. Health issues, I'm sure everybody can understand, but what are abandonment issues? Abandonment issues means there were few old people or there were few elderly people who had been left by their children. I'm sure everybody knows that in old age home, they are most of the time you'll see people who have been abandoned by their children, who have been left there by their children and left alone, right? And we should not be doing that. Now, rest is up to you to read. Thank you so much. Have a nice day and do write to me in comment box.